What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk Dima Mario Brothers Music. So, guys, you know you're in big trouble if a lady pulls up to the Gayle King show and has an interview about you. I mean, rewind, Dima. Remember when Gayle King pulled up on R. Kelly and he was crying? Can I get a game over sound effect? Yeah, we already know what happened to R. Kelly. 3,000 years in prison. Fast forward, please. Now we got Meg Thee Stallion. Now, we all know what her situation is. Gunshots, Dima! Right? So like, supposedly Tory Lanez shot her like 14,000 times and all of this. Although there was no debris found on his hand, no gunpowder on his hand, none of that stuff. It appears that Meg Thee Stallion is lying. But to paint the picture, it has already been set up to allow her to tell her side of the story in the public. Although Tory Lanez, he is not allowed to tell his side of the story. So Meg Thee Stallion pulls up on the show and she starts talking about how everything was cool and they're ready to go, and sad music. Yeah, I was ready to go, then all of a sudden he just started shooting gunshots. I was scared. And then she asks her this question. Can I get a dun 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 sound effect? Gayle King asks, were you afraid for your life? And Meg Thee Stallion goes, sad music, yes. I was afraid. But remember, you said you was the baddest bitch, and you was a real hitter and all that stuff in your music, but you scared now. Pussy. The reason why it is a play to convince the American public that Tory Lanez is an animal. And before, listen to what I'm saying, guys, the trial starts, they are going to convict him in the public opinion before they convict him in the courts. This is an organized play. Going to Gayle King, crying about her issues, and getting everything squared away. Now, we're not going to talk about the fact that you were sleeping with your best friend's boyfriend, Tory Lanez, and that maybe you were the shooter and missed, and there's no gunpowder. No. Let's do that to him. And I want guys to understand the play. And while male media is so important, what black man can go to another black man on national television and say that? Because we have no media outlets that we run to support black men or men in general to say those things. See, women have all of the power because that's how the system is working right now. And I'm not upset about it, but I'm looking at the power plays, guys. See, when you care about women's rights, and in this case, somebody cares enough about women's rights to say, hey, you need to go to Gayle King and tell your story to make sure that Tory Lanez gets into a lot of trouble. And let me just say this. I want to rewind back to the fact of the Carl Crawford thing. Carl Crawford, and I said it on my other channel, Carl Crawford used Tory Lanez to get back at Meg Thee Stallion just last week. Tory Lanez was so stupid to even be in that video because Carl Crawford was like, hey, I'm over here with Tory Lanez, hashtag protect black men. Okay, I'll one up you. You want to make an Instagram post? I'm going on national television. You see? And I want to let you guys know a lot of black men have a lot of individual money, no collective power. This is why men's rights are so important. All right. This is why your side of the story needs to come out. Let me give a good shout out to Kevin Samuels. I want to reiterate his talking points. What about the Cam Newton thing? When Cam Newton went on to, I believe it was $1 million worth of game. I think that was the podcast. He went to some podcast. I forgot which one it was. Okay. When Cam Newton pulled up to that podcast and talked about, modern women of today and ladies who don't want to cater to their men, He got ostracized in the public, had to apologize. You want to know why? Because men don't have a voice. All right? This is why Tory Lanez is saying it now. He understands the writing on the wall. And see, a lot of times as black men, we don't really understand it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when we're making the money and nothing's happening to us, we don't care. I'm just going to be real. When we have the money and the fame, nobody's coming after us. We don't care. Until it happens to us, now we care. You see? Now we care about who's performing at Coachella. Now we care about the stuff. Because see, you're always going to have women like Gayle King. You're always going to have the shows like The Real. You're always going to have the feminists and people like that coming after you. And so when you have that, you're always in trouble until you start to take issues seriously. And listen, what if you're a juror? All right, you get selected for that trial. You're a juror, and you just be a little bit biased because you see Meg Thee Stallion fake crime stop the show. Where were the tears? No tears at all. Not even a good liar. Not even a good liar. But if you look at Tory Lanez and you look at him, he's a black man. You know, you look at his music, you listen to what he does. Oh yeah, he definitely did this. Look at him. He hurt that nice girl, that innocent black woman. He hurt her. She's scared for her life. He caused bodily harm to her. He's a bad guy. And then what if you become biased to that and make a decision not even based on evidence, based on the bias? Because, hey, we don't want to let this guy go. Because we let this guy back out in the general public and he actually did this, we're in trouble. But that's why I tell guys, you got to be careful who you hang around, guys. Everybody that you can sleep with, don't do it. This is why he's in his mess right now. He slept with her friend and Meg Thee Stallion, and Meg liked him. And all that blew up. That was a problem. He was trying to be a player. It got caught up. I bet you that coochie ain't worth it now, though. I bet you it ain't worth it now. You got yourself into a world of trouble based off, and I actually believe she's lying on the guy, but based off trying to do too much. Sometimes everybody ain't worth going to bed with, guys, especially when you know if it comes to your word against hers, who are people going to believe? You know that Meg Thee Stallion, despite getting unfollowed by so many major artists for her own personal issues, she got big brand deals with L'Oreal during this. This has become a big business for her. She's going to get even more big deals sympathetic to women. And if you guys don't realize the power play, you think that you're rich and some woman comes out that has some influence, says something about you, you're in a lot of trouble, guy. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Already put your follow that you do. Subscribe at the bell. Check out the first company at the top. As you know, the performer remains an all-time high. I'm out.